Okay, good morning. This is our week 4 for our 28-day healthy self challenge. So this is our final week. We've been doing quite a bit of, there's been quite a bit of growth in the last 27 days um, in many areas. And so I'm super excited about it. But as we get started this morning, I thought I would show you guys what it looks like when you stream into a like you can do a Facebook live from Zoom and stream it into a group. And so I'm going to show you what that looks like now. And the I'll share my screen. Hopefully this doesn't blow up um, your. Hopefully you'll be able to see what's going on. If the screen is too big or things are not working right, you can go up um, to your computer. At the very top, it says, it has like a little green banner, and over where it says more, you can click on like fit to screen or something like that. It may already be doing it. I'm not sure. Anyhow, so I'm gonna basically, so if you can see my Zoom window here, we're down here next to breakout rooms, and I don't know if you have breakout rooms turned on. I have a bunch of different things turned on, but on the very far right where it says more, um, if you click on that, you can click on live on Facebook. And again, you may need to go in and turn this on in your Zoom settings that are at zoom.us in your account there. So I'm going to click on go live on Facebook, and then it brings up this little window here, and then I click on share into a group. If you want to just share on your normal timeline, like you want to just live stream right to your normal Facebook page, then you just keep it where it's at. But I'm going to share into a group, and then because the coach page starts with coach, I'm just going to type in coach, and it gives you a list of the different pages that have coach on them. And the top one is that one. Click next. And then it says preparing live streaming preview. And then you get this little window here. And now it's obviously showing you what my screen is sharing. And then the title, the say something about this video, this is the part that shows up actually above the video. But they won't let you do it unless you title it for some reason. So I'm going to put challenge coach week 4 huddle. And then I'm going to put join us on Zoom. And I'm going to put my link there. And then down in the title, I just put the same thing there again. And then I could go live. Oh, you can see how it's infinity is happening because it's viewing the video, viewing the video, viewing the video, viewing the video, viewing the video. So that's kind of fun. Anyway, just click go live, and now it's actually going to be streaming into our Facebook group. And so that's how that works. If you've never done that, one thing that I did with Linan this last week was we were doing we wanted to do a Facebook Live together for one of the Wednesday morning things or whatever. And sometimes when you try to do a Facebook Live with your phone, getting both people to join properly and sometimes, well, it didn't work because she had an Android and I have an iPhone, so it didn't work in that situation. So so we went to our Zoom and did this, and we streamed it into the challenge, and it worked out fine. So anyway, just something to think about if you ever want to do that. I have the paid for version, So if your mileage may vary depending on whether you're using the free version or the paid for version. So, but anyway, so that's how that works. So let's get to the rest of this here. We've had a very successful challenge, by the way. We've had many new clients that have come on. I know Patty's been having a fantastic challenge. Eileen, we talked yesterday in the Power Hour, and she followed up with the people that were on her team, and a bunch of them replied back and had meetings. And so many of you guys are hopefully, if the people that are in the challenge, the coaches that are in the challenge that have invited people that are in the challenge are doing really well. So I'm curious if you guys, who else has a success story, or maybe something you've learned. Maybe it was, I'm really looking for an aha moment where you go, I didn't see this before and I see it now. And so love for you guys to come off of mute and jump in, or you can raise your hand and I can cue you all up. Who wants to share something that they've learned here over the last 28 days with this challenge? Or an aha. I'm seeing, yeah, go ahead, Debbie. Good morning.
Okay, so I was sitting at my desk yesterday and I was just doing some follow-up, and I did this penny jar thing
Yeah.
where I put in a penny, and I was doing it more for the coaching than I was for the challenge. But I'm looking at it because it's on my desk and I see a stack of 10 still sitting there. And we're at the end of the challenge. And it was kind of an aha moment to me, as that represents 10 days that I didn't feel like I did enough. And it wasn't even that I felt like it. I, probably did the minimal, but it wasn't worthy to me to have, I wanted to do 5 in, conversations and little things we talked through the month with. But that was an aha moment for me to just look and see a visual of what my, it's great. I've got pennies in there. I'm doing it.
So how many pennies did you start with? Let's talk about this for a minute.
I started with 28.
28. So every day you did something.
Yes.
And what the something was, anything related to your Optavia health coaching, set me free, I don't want to work at my current job anymore, lifestyle practices.
Yes.
Or was it just challenge related kind of things?
It was kind of both, but it was more I challenged myself more for the coaching to be consistent. And really, this is the time of year, and I have reaped a little benefits of it. I've had a few people that I've actually reached out. I guess the aha moment too is that when you reach out and you don't just send an invite, you get a better response. When I actually sent a private message to people and personally invited them, I got a response more than I did than just sending clicking invite, like you said. Just having that
more than you did. So it was 0 waste of my time versus actual reaching out and people coming in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, but I just, last night, I just was looking, going, I got another 28 days. I'm just going to keep putting that penny in, but then start with a new stack of 28 and see how I do next month. I'm sure it'll be better.
This is really good for many reasons, Debbie, because we're talking about micro habits and having more than 0 for 28 days. Right? It didn't have to be 10 or 5 or 15. It was just more than 0, because every day you do 0, your body loses reference. It stops building the trail. And after 3 days of doing 0, your brain you lost all the benefit of the automated subconscious will happen even when I'm not thinking about it. That's all those are words for habits, right? You lose traction on that after 3 days. And so for you, the awesome thing about that is that there's pennies in that jar, right? There's more than zero in there. And the key to it is if you made the daily habit even smaller, like what if it was whatever it is, something so small that you could do every
3, 3,
day.
and 3.
The 3, 3, and 3 may have been too big.
Mm.
The 1, 1, 1. The more than zero, more than zero, more than zero. I'm saying it that way because then if you had 28 pennies in there, that means you did something to touch your business every day. It's I want to this every one of you, everybody in the challenge, and every one of you, and myself, all of us, we fight ourselves because a goal is to stretch us to do something big. Who cares if I can do one push-up? I'm trying to do 50, right? So we don't ever do the 50. We will never get there if we don't start with one every day. It's the Dan Valentine daily consistent daily commitment. Be consistent, and it's the the other DTW. Do the work. Make the work so small you can't not do it every day because and so when we did our goal sessions at the beginning, which we're about to get into goal sessions again, which is kind of really fun because people come in with macro goals, not micro goals, and they build nothing but insanity because you have this big goal of what you want. I want to work out 20 minutes a day. How long have you been working out lately? Oh, I haven't worked out in 5 years. Well, how about you start working out for 1 minute a day? And you can do 30 if you're out there and you have 29 more minutes. You might as well just keep going, but never have a day without 1 minute. And I want to be super clear about this. It's not about the workout in the beginning. It's about the automation process, right? Even brushing your teeth. It's not about brushing your teeth. It's about learning to brush your teeth. And eventually, I don't know about you, but guys, but my teeth got brushed this morning and I didn't even really think much about it. I woke up and I got to here, and somewhere between here and there, my teeth got brushed. What? I didn't even think about it. It's because it's a habit. It's the same thing when you get off work and you drive home. You are not thinking about those roads. Why? Because they're habits. You just drive home. You don't know how you got home, but you know you did. So the thing for all of us is it's to build. What if you had a habit that you touched your business every day? Some days you touched it a lot. Versus I want to get in the 5 by 5 by 5 and I do the 0 by 0 by 0, right? Which now my habit goes away. So try to reframe this and restructure this. These are micro habits.
Well, Craig, when you put it that way, I probably could have a few. I know I could have a few more because, like I said, it's whether or not I felt that I did enough for the day, and I might have expected too much.
You may, and whether there's a penny in there or not, if you did something to touch your business every day, your brain was building a pathway. It reinforces it with the penny, and that's a nice thing. I think that's a great idea. But you may actually have built more of a habit than you think you did. There's a book called Atomic Habits. Now, atomic habits are even smaller than micro habits. The atom is the smallest, the little teeny. But when I think of atomic and I think of atomic bomb, I think of powerful. Small, but powerful. So think about that. So great stuff here. By the way, I think all of us did more than we probably would have done without the challenge. We had connections with, I'm trying this new background thing. If you guys can kind of see, it's kind of a little bit awkward. I feel like kind of jello-ish. Sometimes we're kind of blobs around. Anyhow, but we probably took more actions than we might have taken. And I am absolutely certain you guys learned. But there's more people. There's so many of us that did our first Facebook lives because of the challenge. I know because I worked with a lot of you on the daily content, and you're like, yeah, that was my first one. It's like fantastic. I mean, think about that. Your first Facebook Live, and nobody can find you unless they can. Think about when you open a business. If you never advertise, how would people find you? The only people that find you are the people that are going to the business next to you that advertises, and they happen to be walking in front of your business. If you had a health coaching practice that was next to a McDonald's, people might find you. But your health coaching practice is virtual. And if you don't do Facebook Lives and you don't do things to market yourself, to allow people to see the awesomeness that you are, how will they find you? Maybe by referral or word of mouth or something like this. But man, if you get out there and you start talking about all the fun you're having, oh, hello, people are going to come have fun with you. Maureen, did you have your hand up? No. Okay, good. Lynn Ann does. Go ahead, Lynn Ann.
I'm just like amazed how, oh my gosh, how God works, and there may be some concept or a message. How many people can relate to this? And then it just keeps resurfacing in so many ways. This morning I don't even have my phone here, but it was Norman Vincent Peale, like quotes from him. And he was talking about the same thing, but in different words, forming the micro habit. And Dr. A talks about the unconscious competent, and I saw Bessie put in, oh, you got muscle memory because you keep going. And I'm also reading Benjamin Hardy, Willpower Doesn't Work. And he quotes Robert Brault. I'm not sure who that is, but he says, we are kept from our goal not by obstacles, but by a clear path to a lesser goal. And that's exactly what you're talking about. Make it small enough where you can repeat. And I mean, most of you guys know me. I'm, not this giant, but I'm getting to be a giant in my mind. and learning to just keep going forward and just being surrounded by all of you that are so inspiring, and seeing like Dawn and Debbie and Angie like doing and Maureen, and I don't catch them all, but to see you guys, I'm not going to say come out of your shell, but just be really articulate and really clear with the point that you're trying to get across. And it's so inspiring, and it makes me want to be better. And the whole sense of belonging, I mean, it's community, right? But knowing that we're all headed in the same direction. Now I'm off on a tangent, but micro habits, tiny ones, and I'm working on that, and I know it's going to produce fruit.
Yeah. You, Lynn Ann, by the way, we worked a lot together during this challenge, and you have grown massively. Lynn Ann started with doing some of the scheduling of the posts, and then we did Facebook Live together, a couple of those. And what I loved, there was something that you said there that I loved. You said, I was watching these other people, and I was watching how articulate they are. Now, some people might say, I could never be like so-and-so, which is the crappy comparison game. It's the CCG. I just made that up, right? It's a crappy comparison game. But you compared them, and you said, you inspired me to be better. You probably didn't even see that shift in you, but you're different, Lynn Ann. You're being inspired to grow because you look at us having fun, and you look at us doing these things. You don't know about the conversation I'd had with those people before they did the whatever, and how crazy and scared they were. And they come out there and they go, bang, bang, and you're like, oh, you inspire me. Well, you should have been on the conversation I had with them, right? Where they're like, I'm afraid, but I want to do it anyway. I'm terrified, but I'm going to do it. And I heard that from so many of you. So many of you were like, I've never done this before. One of you was in tears, so afraid about what was about to happen, but they cried with their hand up. Oh yes, pick me. And I'm thinking, okay, let's pick you. Let's do this. And that's never happened before. So anyway, I see that you're growing and you're just showing up differently. So
And,
it's
and
really
Debbie, I just want to do a shout out to Debbie. Oh my gosh. I mean, I love these. She's walking around the town. She's in her car. She's like, on the edge of some field, whatever. And she's doing these lives like, oh my gosh, you guys, I had this idea and I want to be grateful and, just putting it out there. And I'm thinking, wow, it's a simple concept, but she's just like bringing her heart and her passion, her exuberance. I mean, just pick something, y'all, right? I am accepting the challenge.
yeah.
Thanks, Debbie.
So good. Look at you guys. Look at you guys all grown up.
Lynn Ann was her video, that her live was pretty awesome too. In the background of the store and everything, I thought that was very unique.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
you seemed very relaxed, Lynn Ann. You really did well. I liked it.
Yep. Yep. It was fun. We did some fun stuff, guys. This has been a fun little time, And so hopefully you guys will, Eileen, we were talking yesterday, and she was having, each one of you you're at your challenge, whatever the thing is that's between you and where you want to be. And this challenge basically, well, there's a couple things. We've been doing some things with vision, purpose, and excellence, creating a lot of community, creating some culture, creating some trust, creating an environment where you can go, oh yeah, I'm not good at that, but I want to get good at that. Because some of us don't even know what we're not good at, right? And so we sort of just show up and then nothing happens. We don't take actions. And so this challenge allowed you guys to show up and see something that you wanted that was in your vision view. It wasn't too far out there in the future. I'm going to build a presidential business. Well, how about you get to senior coach first, right? I mean, it's just how about we have a couple Facebook lives? And so with the context of what we're doing in the challenge, what it allowed us to do was the obstacle that was in your way for building what you've been trying to build surfaced, and you were like, yeah, I want to get over that now. And so it provided a context for you guys to really grow. And oh my goodness, did you guys? It's so good. And so one of the challenge was, what do I say to people? Literally, it's surprising. I'm so glad that for those of you that who you are, that are in haven't learned some of those social skills about how to say hello to somebody. And it's some of us, a lot of us have, a lot of us haven't. And if you don't know how to say hello to people and engage people in a conversation, you're never going to be successful with what you want to do with this business, with your life, with this whole opportunity. And so that has come up a bunch of times. What do I say? What do I say? And, for those of you that I've been working with, you'll know this. I just said, well, say, hey, how are you? I know it sounds so stupid and so simple, but if you don't start there, where would you start? You want some coffee? I mean, I guess you could say that, but one of the things that happened in this process was we learned when someone has seen something, like a video you shared with them, or you've invited them to a 28-day challenge and they joined, see what's really going on there, see things you maybe haven't seen before. And one of the things that a lot of you weren't aware of is the first thing that your mind is going to want to ask somebody in that situation. Does anybody want to take a guess? It's a closed-ended question. Does anyone, what's the normal thing? How are you? Angie, that's one. Yep. If someone just watched a video, what's the first question you would ask them, that you would think to ask them? Go ahead, Deborah. Or I can't see. You're all on mute, and I can't read too many lips.
What did you get out of the video?
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I think you say,
A
so what
takeaway.
did you think? So what did you think? So did you like it? Okay, so human psychology is always going to see the negative first, just the way people's brains work. So why would you ask that question to start with, unless you hadn't thought about it? So what did you think? I didn't like this part. Oh, I didn't like that part. So the question to ask is, it's different. The question to ask is, what did you like the most? What about what question? So what are you liking about the challenge? What's your favorite part? So did you see today's live, or so what do you like? Do you like the recipes? Do you like the before and afters? Do you like the daily tips? Do you like the daily videos? What do you like the most? And that's the first question we ask when we send them the Coach Explorer. So what made sense to you? Because we're talking about an opportunity. So what's making sense to you, or what's your favorite part, or what part are you engaging in the most? All these questions are open-ended questions where you're actually looking them, because I know when I ask you that question, your brain goes, what do I like the most? So I just focused your brain on positive stuff. That's just
I had one lady yesterday. She actually called me, Craig.
Oh, what? He had your phone number?
She called me. She called me, so I answered it. And but I did say, what did you like about the? So she was negative. She was like, well, it's okay. It's just I think she was saying it was like a mumbo jumbo of like people making comments, positive posts. She liked that, but
Mhm.
she didn't really see any rhyme or reason. So I directed her to week one, and I said that's what and I apologized to her. I said, well, when I know when you join, I usually will welcome you and start with the first video and say start here. And she says, well, I didn't get that. So,
Mm.
and that's because some people they don't tell you, and they're just flopping around. So once I kind of directed her, and she said, I don't know what you're talking about. And then I said, well, go to first week. And she said, well, I don't see it. She was really confused. So I started, kept at it. And finally she got it. She goes, oh, I see the video. I says, yeah, start with video one, day one, and then just move on. And you may be able to get some stuff out of it, even though we're near the end. You may be able to start with the micro habits and stuff like that. So she appreciated that. And then we're
Eileen.
going to meet. We're going to meet before December 2nd to set up her goals.
Yeah. Look at you. Hey, Coach. How's it feel? What's up, Coach?
It was good.
So good. Look at you, Eileen. Oh my goodness. You just turned that could be the catalyst for that lady's life never looking like it used to. That one little piece where you came alongside somebody and you just showed them a little, oh, yeah, so it looks like you might have missed a few things. Here, now that I have you on the phone, click on the topic. And she goes, whoa, clutter gone. Oh, that's fantastic. There's a saying, the confused mind does nothing. Perfect example. That
And
that
what I liked about it is I kind of got to know her a little bit because we went to the same church in Fairfield, California. And she said that when I was talking about walking, I says like walking, I was talking about your thing about micro habits. Instead of saying, I'm going to walk for 30 minutes every day, just say, I'm going to walk for 5 minutes, that kind of thing. And she got that. And then it triggered a memory. She says, when I was in Fairfield, there was a group of us that went every single day. We would walk for an hour. And she says, now I'm in Southern California. Now I have MS, And she says, I can't walk like I used to. And, you know, she gave me her little story of how lonely it is. And
Mhm.
I didn't know what to tell her, but she would love to start that community again. And I was
Mhm.
trying to give her some ideas.
Mhm.
But
Well, think of so that's perfect. You know, we've got 4 components. We've got here. Let's see if I can get my fingers because over here they disappear. 4 components, and one of those is community. It's actually out of everything that Optavia does, there's 4 buckets. Why would we have community as a bucket? Like, right? It's because human beings need that bucket. And so find ways. So think about it. You can come alongside somebody and say, so you don't have that group anymore and you can't walk for an hour. What are some other ways you think you could find community? Don't tell her the answer, ask her and see what she comes up with. And then you can do the what else? What else? And you can what else her a few times. But I know for us, what are some ways, actually, I'm curious for you guys, what are some ways that we can create? Because we have virtual communities and physical communities, I don't know the difference, non-virtual, real, I don't know. What are some different ways that we can have people, if Optavia has 4 components, so that's $1, 25 cents, 25 cents, 25 cents, 25 cents, right? If people are only eating the fuelings, they're getting 25 cents on the dollar. They're leaving 75 cents on the table, right? It's a big one. So another one of those is the community. It's another 25 cents. Well, what are some other ways that we could bring them into that? Come off of mute and just let's talk about that. Yeah, just come off. Yeah, Don, Kelly, Don.
Bring them into the healthy socials.
Healthy socials. So that would be yes. So you could create a local event. You guys would say that because the Carpenters are the champions at that. I mean, it's been like 4 or 5 years that you've been doing these regularly, so long time. But yeah. What if we don't have a cool social in Spokane? What do we do, Patty? Yeah.
I liked Casina's thing that she did as far as just welcoming people to craft night.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Yeah,
awesome.
it was. So, Christina, I don't know if you're available, if you can come off of mute. And Christina, we were talking about this idea of a healthy social, and she just did something pretty fun.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Good morning, Coach. Yes, loud and clear.
Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I had a way better response and turnout. I think people were really just confused about what is a healthy happy hour. Like, so that word healthy can be really scary sometimes. And people are like, but I don't want to be healthy, or like, what does that mean? You're going to make me eat weird food, or, even though my intentions were to show how easy and how tasty and delicious things can be that are healthy, it really scared a lot of people off, I think. So, but my crafting night, I served lean and green healthy recipes, and we had some conversations, and I didn't make it weird. I just naturally, as we were talking about life, just had some conversations about how I've gotten healthy and what that has looked like in my life recently.
And so it was crafting with Casina, right? Instead of healthy, it wasn't healthy crafting with Casina, because what the heck is that? Are you going to use macaroni and glue and make little macaroni pictures? I don't know. But it was crafting with Casina, and she had a little art project that she loved. And look at that. So people came for the crafting and they left with a little bit of Optavia in them, a little bit of what we do, a little bit of our community. And what an interesting idea there when we call it a healthy social, or we call it a healthy happy hour. People are like, I don't go to happy hour to be healthy. What the hell are you thinking about? You can have alcohol there? I mean, think of it. And people would just, they don't know, in the confused mind, does nothing, right? So just a simple thing in the name. What if if you called it a happy hour and you just made it healthy but didn't tell them? Well, they would first of all be there to experience that I had no idea you could have a happy hour and these things are healthy for me. I don't care that they're healthy. I care that they're tasty. Thanks for making them healthy. Right? Anyway, Cassina and I have talked about this quite a bit, and this was about a 2-month process, and we'll probably share a little bit more about that later. But what would you like to do? Yeah, exactly. So those are 2 ways to do community. Have you thought about, anybody else have a third way? That what if they don't really know anybody in their area, or what if they, or how could they either plug into or create a healthy community?
I think as
Yeah.
an educator, like when you do cooperative learning, right? And you get with a partner, get with a small group or with a partner. So yeah, because some people are like, I don't want to go online and do stuff. So, well, do you have somebody in your life, your sister or your neighbor or friend that you could pair up with? And in that union, they would have a sense of community and be able to go forward and be with like-minded people. I mean, it hasn't done, but it's an idea.
Yeah, it is an idea. Yeah, Don Kelly. Yeah, unmute.
Yeah, I was thinking, especially when we get this house built too, get involved in groups. You know, I'm involved in a couple groups. And I was thinking, yeah, it'd be fun to, I haven't even ran this by Dawn yet, but invite some people up and, you know, have a little, I wouldn't even call it healthy, because sometimes if I think I call it healthy, I scare people away. You think I'm trying to sell them something, but, you know, get involved in groups and bring people up and just have a social, you
Yep.
know.
Yeah, meetup group. Yep.
Yeah.
So there's a couple. So thank you. These are all great. All of these, uh, if I'm struggling for a community and I don't have those groups built, but they're part of Optavia, can you think of something that we do once a week that provides some community?
The Wednesday night huddle.
Yeah, 5:30, 5:30 West Coast, and then and right after that, he goes into a 6 o'clock where they're talking. There's people, real life people, that are talking about the fact that they're winning in their health and they're having fun. And some people that go to that huddle hang around and listen to the trilogy, the integrated life presentation, where their fun and their work and their enjoyment and their challenges and everything is all looped in together. Make sure I said fun. That's in there too. Work and fun. What? So yeah. So think about that.
Yeah.
You guys have ideas where you got our Facebook client page, right? Having people be in there. Where that's come January. We're putting some touches on that, but come January, there's going to be a whole new look and a whole new excitement around that. We're kind of building the idea with what we're doing in the challenges. Some of the content and stuff will kind of go over into our client page. And by the way, in case you didn't know, you probably saw this, the client page starts with client and the coach page starts with coach. So it's easy to delineate the differences there. Hopefully it's helpful for me, because I can just search for client and it comes up really quickly. And so yeah, so think about, if community is so good and you were struggling to come up with an answer to that question, let's talk about that, because maybe it's not something that you have an answer to. So let's help you come up with some answers and some ideas for yourself. And then you can obviously help other people with that as well. So All right, great discussion. I'm just so proud of you guys. You, each one of you that was taking actions because of this challenge will be one of those people that Corey Baker talked about. He talked about two types of people, and you're going to be like one of them. The people that are like, whoa, I don't know, man, I'm just trying to find time to balance all of this awesome. Patty said that to me. Yeah, I have so many new people coming on. What should I kind of dial it down a little bit? Because I want to make sure I can keep up. And I was keep the pedal to the metal. I'll just grow with you. Like if you need some help, I'll jump in. Let's just keep this rocking. And I know that January, Patty's going to be like, she's going to be like the ghost town, like, where is everybody? She's going to be like, oh, they keep showing up and knocking on my door, and I just come on in. We got room. We'll make room for you, right? And so the two types of people are the people that talk about all the fun new relationships and things that they're learning and the activity that's happening. And then there'll be the other type of people that are like, wow, where is everybody? I thought January was going to be awesome. I was waiting for it to be awesome. And so these challenges have put you guys into action, and it's preparing you for the ability to have all that because you're doing it. You're doing it now. So a couple things. So excellent job, guys. So fun. And wait, there's more. We're going to do another challenge. So we're going to have new content. We're going to have new ideas. And I don't necessarily have all the ideas around these kinds of things. So we're going to talk about this on Monday night a little bit, but about the topics. And because I'd like them to be healthy related topics. And a couple of things I'm just going to put inside your minds. Maybe you guys can jot these things down. It's just some ideas. It's like when you're around people that aren't friends, but they have your same last name. What do I mean by that? Family gatherings, right? I don't know about you, but I didn't pick my family. They just showed up. I picked my wife. I got to pick one, and I picked her because she was my best friend. But my kids, I didn't pick. I didn't pick my parents. I didn't pick my aunts. There's your aunt. I don't like her. She's your aunt. So many of us have family that we like and we've nurtured relationships with, but many of us have family that we don't. And so we can't, many of the people that you know and you work with are going to go to family gatherings that if they don't have booze, they're not going. I'm serious. And if they don't have pumpkin pie and something enticing, they're not going. And there's stress and there's relationships that are strained and there's all this weird stuff. So we probably have a lot of conversations around taking responsibility, breathing, managing stress, social gatherings that have tradition. Sometimes you go to a party and it's fun, and fun means booze and food too, right? And sometimes it's stress. So there's some ideas there. I think we can do a whole week probably, or sprinkle those in, because there's going to be a lot of those, and so we can transfer skills and equip those people. Ideally, what we're trying to do in all these situations is create a sprinkling of value where they show up and they go, that tasted good. I want more. Oh, this challenge thing is good, and I'm getting some of these little tips, but I want more. I want more than tips. Oh, thanks. Well, let's see what else we have here. We've got a lot more. And so the whole challenge is to provide a value up to the level that they want. Some people come in just for the challenge, and they thought that's all they wanted, and then they realize, ooh, I want a little bit more. So they get some challenge coaching. And then some people are getting to the end of challenge and realizing, ooh, I want a permanent coach. Like I'd like an actual coach. And I need some help with my eating and my actually knowing what to eat. Do you have anything simple that's portable that's maybe healthy for me that I could just fit in throughout my day? Do you have any strategies for what I should do for water or like dinner? right? So people come in and we can take them all the way to an integrated presidential lifestyle, integrated life. We could take them all the way there, or we can just have them be in the challenge. And there's a lot of variations in there. One of those is to become a client on your team. One of those is to join us as a challenge coach. So we're there, and we have whatever they'd like. We take them to the point that they're comfortable, and we say, would you like to see what's next? Would you like to have a little more awesome in your life? And that's your job as challenge coaches. Be in relationship with them, and as they have a greater need, you're there to be able to meet the need because you have an amazing toolbox called Optavia. So I want to show you the next challenge coming up. What we've built, the form to create content. We've got 5 people now that have posted on the forum that have agreed. And I'm sure it's because only 5 of you have seen it, because I know all of you want to grow and you want to provide content. Before I jump into the content form, have any of you that are coaching people that are in the challenge, when your clients saw you on one of the lives, they were like, my coach is on the live today. That was great. Or you had that conversation with them. Have any of you had that experience? Because believe it or not, they don't really know that we just spitballed this thing together and put some duct tape on it and figured it out. They don't know that, right? So they see you on that morning live and you show up well, and it's like, oh, that's my coach. Yeah, my coach was on the thing today. Do you realize that? It's a cool deal. So have any of you had any experiences with your clients where they were just like, go ahead, Lynn?
I have a lady that I've been talking to at church, a variety of conversations, which is the goal, to connect and engage. But so she's like, oh no, I don't think I want that. I don't think. And then one day she came in, and I was like, kind of in a meeting with my boss, and she like walked right in. She's like, oh my gosh, I saw you on the video, and I can't believe you're such a professional, and then yeah, and then compare that to some other lady that walked into church, and she's like, oh, I saw you on the video and you were so funny, so I'm like, okay, if I could be somewhere between funny and professional, that would be
That
really
sounds like a nice place, actually.
but it does, because I think it gives, yeah, even though it's like kind of flying by the seat of your pants, like, what do I learn? What can I learn really quickly? I know like Casina was studying stuff. I mean, we all did, right? Before we
Yeah.
went on. But like you throw it together, but it when it comes out like that, it gives it legitimacy.
Yep. Well, it looks packaged well. It looks professional. Yeah. Go ahead, Martin.
What was the most important feedback that you got there? And I'll give you a clue. On their sentence, it started with I saw.
Yep, they saw you. Well, and that means they were watching, right? Oh, so good. That could have been worth the price of admission right there for you, Lynn Ann. That you got out there and you did something scary, you did it anyway, and then you had some people say, I saw you. What if that changed your life? Like, how fantastic is that? Let's see here. I just got a couple more things. I'm gonna close the room again, so people don't join yet. But I just posted the link to the next healthy challenge. It's called the Holiday Healthy Self Challenge. So Holiday Healthy Self. So it has the same look, but let me share my screen and I'll just show you a little picture of what it looks like here. So challenge, nope, that's not it. Come on. Challenge content, there it is. So we used the same graphic, but we just added a little bit of Christmassy to it. And so we wanted to keep the what we have already done with the branding from the first one, so that everybody that's in the next challenge, or that's in the last challenge, would be able to see that and go, oh, that's that thing I did. Oh, but this looks Christmassy. Right? So that's our goal there. And then we've got the topics and we've got a bunch of stuff. if people were in the last challenge, click on they want to join, because you can see the group and you can request to be joined. If they were in the last challenge, they'll automatically be submitted into this challenge. So that was a way to do. And if they're in our client well-being community, they'll also be auto joined, so people can get in a little bit easier. So that's one thing there. I
So
put
wait,
the
hold up with the, so people that were already in the other challenge, they'll be automatically put in this one, or they have to click on join?
they have to request to be part of it, but they'll audit. There's a 3-step process. You invite them, you say, would you like to join? And then they say, yes, I'd like to join, by clicking join. And then we have to approve them to get in. So it's a 3-step authentication process. This basically says, would you like to join? They say yes, and then they automatically get in. So there's no delay on the approval into the group, because if they were approved in the last group, they're auto approved into this group. So it just adds a little bit of, but that's not a huge big deal. Anyway, here's the group though. There's the link. Where you can start publishing that now and getting people in here. We're gonna have the welcome video up here tomorrow morning. With the questionnaire and all that kind of stuff is coming. The other thing is, this is the challenge content. So Diane, Kim's in here now. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people that want to help out in the challenge. And it says, I want to help with recipes, before and afters, daily tips, daily video. So you got a lot of people, and so I'm just trying to figure out who's going to want to do this. I would hope that everybody that did it the first time would want to do it. And the only reason why you haven't done it is because you didn't know this link existed and you were sleeping at the wheel. So I'm going to put this in the Facebook Live that we're doing right now. And I'm also going to put it in today's chat. Boom. Oops. Everyone, paste. And then everyone, there we go. I'll help. Yes, Eileen. So you can go fill that out. So those are those first 2 things there. And then the last thing that I'd like to do is, one thing Patty did is she did a $28 scholarship for people that were in the 28-day challenge. And I thought, that's a fantastic idea. I normally did 25, but 28 and 28 sounds cool. So I'm going to create a form that between now and the 11th, so between today and December 11th, I'm going to do a matching $28 scholarship, whether they're in the challenge or not. What? Yeah, for new clients with orders of $350 and above, I'll do a $28 match. So you're going to put in 28. I'm going to put in 28. That comes to 50 something or other. 8 and 8 is 16, 56. Thank you. Look at Dawn. She's so good. You're quick on the math. So we're going to do $56 off of their first order, which should take it from 414 minus 58. There's your number, whatever that is. And so whether they were in their challenge or not, but let's say that you're talking to people and you offer them a scholarship because they're right on the edge. Remember all those people that say, yeah, finances is just tight. You call those people first and say, hey, I got something I want to talk to you about. It's we're doing a 28-day challenge. And so part of that challenge for new clients that want to, or in light of that challenge, we're doing a $28 match. So it's $56 for you to join the program. And oh, by the way, why don't we put you on my team in the challenge too? So you get a triple dip there, right? So that's going to go to December 11th. The other thing is, if you put on 5 clients from whatever the date was, whatever, up until December 11th, you get an extra $250 for every group of 5 people that you bring on. So for 25 clients before 25 new clients or past clients before December 11th would make you $5,000. That's 5 with 3 zeros. Okay. And if you want, I'll help you out with a matching scholarship of $56, 28 times 2. And I'm going to have a form there that you'll fill out the form so that we can see what's going on, so that we can fulfill your $28. But if you don't see the form, please call me, text me, say, hey, I got someone, don't get.
What did you say, Craig? What did you say about the 5,000? I was doing something. I was signing up for. I missed the 5,000.
I said, if you listen to the 3 words that I said, I would send you a check for 5,000. No, I'm just teasing you. 25 clients between now and December 11th. Not now. It's a few weeks ago. We had like a 4-week period where every 5 clients is $250 and it stacks. So you get a total of $2,750 for the bonus incentives, plus there's about $2,200 for 25 clients, and that comes to roughly $5,000. So that's a pretty nice little paycheck for helping people get what they want. All right, so what we're going to do now is we are at the top of the hour, and folks are going to be funneling in. There'll probably be a lot more people on today's huddle, because I realized I only had invited about 25 of them through the events. And I went and clicked 270 times. I clicked a button this morning, so we have a lot more people that were invited to this. So, all right, so I gotta close this out. We'll see you in about 30 seconds. And
Locked.
yeah, it's locked. It's coming unlocked right now. Participants unlock.
Are you